I've seen some media reports talking of 2 pilots who were abducted in Bukavu, in eastern DRC, Ugandan pilots. A plane had been chartered by the International Committee of the Red Cross to evacuate some of their people in Bukavu. They flew there, but landed when the situation had dramatically changed. And the report suggests that one person on the aircraft was shot and later succumbed to their injuries, and the 2 pilots have been abducted. These are civilians, operating commercial charter services. So government of Uganda, through the relevant diplomatic channels, are following up on this matter. So UPDF is not involved in this at all. But of course we are concerned that our fellow citizens have been harmed in some place. And we will do everything required if we are asked to provide any assistance required.
Also the groups which were attacked, the 600 soldiers.
That information is a total fabrication. It is a fake news. Someone sat somewhere and came up with some creative imagination, which is actually bad will, alleging that we have lost so many. But it is not true at all. We are very transparent in the way we conduct business. UPDF, we are very transparent. We have not been engaged in any serious hostilities in our operation in Sudan so far, South Sudan and the eastern DRC, save for about 10 days ago when our forces in Fataki were attacked by Codeco militias, a random militia group, and they learned a bitter lesson. I hope they will never try to attack a UPDF defensive position again, because they lost heavily. But since then, the situation is calm, nothing to worry about too much. In fact, yesterday, our forces spanned out from Fataki into a neighboring small town called Bule, and they received a very rousing and heroic welcome. It demonstrates UPDF's traditional, special, and historical relationship it has always had with the people, ordinary people, wherever we have operated, here in Uganda and neighboring countries like Congo, even in Somalia, in Central Africa. So, and that's one of our key pillars of strength as UPDF, that wherever we go, we always strive to build that strong relationship with the people. And they see the work we do, they see our transparency, our honesty, our goodwill, and they appreciate it. That's why our troops were celebrated yesterday like heroes, really, in Bule in eastern Congo. So those allegations should be ignored completely. There is no truth in them. My only appeal would be to people, because now there is social media, there is a lot of information flying in all directions. Make an effort to do some verification so that you don't fall into the trap of disinformation. Wishing UPDF bad is bad enough, but people should remember that we, the UPDF, the men and women of UPDF, come from these very same families in Uganda. So when you write something as utter nonsense as that, you cause a lot of people to worry. which is completely uncalled for. Our presence in Congo is because of a bilateral arrangement between the government of Uganda and the government of DRC. It had several mandates. Number one was to fight the ADF terrorist group in that region. Number two was to facilitate infrastructure development between the two countries. Roads, there are several roads there, and one of the things our forces have been doing was to guard the road construction companies and their machines. But as we have found out, ADF has been greatly weakened as we speak, but there are also many other smaller and violent armed groups which have been killing people, especially in Ituri province. For instance, the Kodeko militia, the Rendu, it has been killing people in all those areas. We already have groups like the UN in Congo, many other militia groups, but also criminal cartels doing business, exploiting people. People are displaced, people are killed. They cannot settle down to do any meaningful business for themselves, and nobody cares except UPDF now, which has given them that hope. So if ADF is completely destroyed, which it is about to be, there are still many other challenges. So we will continue engaging with the government of DRC from time to time until we make sure that all the pressing problems around our region have been solved. Last week we were in Parliament, and the Minister of Defence had requested for funding for UPDF operations in South Sudan. This funding was provided for. The Minister of Finance made this money available, 39 billion shillings. It's going to help us to do our work in South Sudan. I've already explained why we're in South Sudan. One, to continue strengthening the African Brotherhood. Number two, to continue encouraging and facilitating trade between our people. South Sudan is our biggest trading partner in the region. And number three, to ensure that this security situation which was developing in Juba really stays contained. Otherwise, there was a danger that there could be a spillover if violent hostilities broke out between the opposing political forces in that country. So we are encouraging dialogue. We are encouraging meaningful and constructive settlement of disputes so that the region is spared a wider conflagration of violence, because it will be very catastrophic for our people. We have experienced this before. Millions of refugees fleeing across the borders, many other millions internally displaced. It causes a human crisis. So we are happy to make that contribution, and this funding will help us to achieve that mission.